quarterfinal matchups, your reigning champion, Usman Nurmagomedov, first cousin of former UFC champion Khabib Nurmagomedov, is going to take on former UFC champion and a veteran of many years, many opponents, Benson Henderson. That's one of two matchups in this tournament that night. And as you continue on down the schedule, Luke, April 21st and 22nd, both nights in Honolulu, Hawaii.
Yep.
Speaking of a $1 million tournament at 155, that's lightweight. April 22nd, we get the finals of the 135 Bantamweight World Grand Prix that's been going on for the past year plus. It's Rafion Stotts, your interim champion. The full champion, Sergio Pettis, is injured. And Patchy Mix, who might be the most red-hot fighter under the Bellator banner at the moment. When you look ahead to that calendar, Luke Thomas, is there one fight that jumps out the most, one matchup that's getting you fired up?
Definitely Stotts and Patchy Mix is the one that, because it's the interim title, but in MMA, this interim title carries a fair degree of significance for the bantamweight division in Bellator, certainly. But beyond that, you've got a guy in Patchy Mix who's always a really talented grappler who has now become a much more well-rounded threat against Rafion Stotts, who has been a guy who could wrestle and kickbox and talk, by the way. He's been sort of a dynamic personality, and they have been on different courses. Patchy Mix, somewhat forgotten, now raising his name. And Rafion Stotts was so busy with Danny Sabatello, I think folks forgot about what this matchup could look like. And now that it's getting closer, you're talking about a guy who's got some of the best back control in the bantamweight division in Patchy Mix. You're talking about some of the guys who's got some of the best wrestling in the bantamweight division for Rafion Stotts. That's amazing. And also, it's just next Friday, Usman Nurmagomedov. Folks, if you have not seen Usman Nurmagomedov, you got to fix that now.
Yeah, is he like a future pound-for-pound king in not in waiting? He's building, right? He's on his way. Right. That we're not just talking about the Bellator top 10 pound for pound. The upper bound limits, as you like to say, are really what? There's no ceiling here.
I mean, here's a guy who, like his cousin Khabib, undefeated, and everyone knows Khabib for wrestling, which Usman Nurmagomedov can do. He's got great submissions and great wrestling himself. He can also strike on the feet very well. Not just a thing he can do. He could win all of the previous fights he's had probably just doing it on the feet. In fact, he beat Patricky Pitbull doing largely just that. He is dangerous everywhere, and he's taking on one of the best veterans they could possibly give him in MMA, in Benson Henderson. What a contest, what a night, not one to miss. Part of that Grand Prix at 155, which is either that or 135, the two marquee divisions in mixed martial arts.
Yeah, next Friday, Bellator, March 10th from San Jose. It's Nurmagomedov against Benson Henderson. Don't miss it. Same night, as I mentioned, the launch of All Access Benavidez versus Plan Episode 1. Lot coming up. I believe we're in the midst of, 10 boxing cards and 9 boxing cards in 10 weeks on Showtime.
Bananas.
Great time, if you don't have Showtime, to go to Showtime.com, get your 30-day free trial. You get everything we mentioned. Great documentaries and scripted series just the same. And also you get tonight's Showtime Championship Boxing triple header. 9 minutes or so, top of the hour. It's former champions, Brandon Figueroa, the Heartbreaker, and Mark Magsayo, 126 pounds, the interim WBC title at stake, and 2 other fights that'll get you fired up just the same. Jared Swift, heard back, lot to look toward tonight. And Luke Thomas, you and I co-host the award-winning Showtime digital combat sports series, Morning Combat. Every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, we go live 11 a.m. Eastern on the Morning Combat YouTube channel. You can follow us and subscribe below for more breakdown of all things boxing, UFC, Bellator MMA, bare knuckle, whatever you got going on, kickboxing sometimes, one championship. I mean, look, combat sports across all promotions, we got it covered for you. Don't miss us, because we enjoyed catching these fights with you. How about that? Terrell Gaucher with the big stoppage win tonight. Who else did we have? We had a big-time knockout in our second fight this evening. Just a big-time break.
Well, we also had a big knockout in the swing bout that ended up